Hey everybody, so in this video I will explain series 2022 paper. So in my last video some of you insisted me to explain this paper, so am I, right? So I will take only few important questions that are relevant for our exam, right? So do watch this video till the end because I'm going to cover some of the very important questions, right? So let us start. So this is not a relevant question for us. So let us begin with question number 2. So which one of the following is a tributary of the Barak river? Now we know the Barak river originates in the Manipur, and the tributary of the Barak river is the Dhaleshwari. There are also other tributaries such as Jiri, Singla, Longai, Sonai and Kathakal. Now Subanshri, Dhanashri and Manashri, these are the tributaries of the Brahmaputra river. Which one of the vegetation will you find on the way as you travel from the Bikaner to Konark? Now we know the Bikaner is in Rajasthan, Konark is in Odisha. So logically the vegetation will start from the desert and will end with the mangroves, right? So option second is correct. So this question is about Andhra Pradesh, where it says that Andhra Pradesh has largest deposits of chrysolite asbestos, and there is a Sri Salem Hydel project which is also named as Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy Sagar Hydel project, which is located in the Andhra Pradesh. So this is not relevant today. Now this question is about the Karewa soil. We know the Karewa soil found in the Jammu and Kashmir valleys, right? Now they formed in the Pleistocene period and also called as a lacustrine deposits. The deposits in lacustrine means lake based deposit. So in a Pleistocene period there was a lake. So and in that lake the deposits in that lake are called as lacustrine deposits. Now Karevas are found along the lower slopes of the Pir Panjal, and Karevas are well known for the cultivation of saffron, almond and walnut. So this is important question, I believe. Remember these details about these Karevas. Now few important conditions to access the microfinance and few important details about the microfinance company. Now to access the microfinance, the borrower should not have annual income beyond limit 3 lakhs. So that is the limit. Your family should have not more than income of 3 lakhs, and the borrower should not seek loan amount beyond the limit. So that is also correct. What is not correct is there is no requirement of giving a collateral. So to access microfinance loan, you do not have to provide collateral. So that is incorrect about the microfinance. And the borrower should not refuse to pay any interest rate. So this is not this is correct. Now remember that there is a condition that your monthly income and your EMI. So your EMI should not be greater than half of your monthly income. So that is the condition of the microfinance company. About the NBFC, definitely NBFC. See what is which one of the following statement about the NBFC is not correct? So NBFC cannot give loans. So this is not correct. NBFC can give loans. They can draw checks upon themselves. They can issue bonds to raise loans, right? But NBFC cannot accept a demand deposit. This is correct. NBFC can accept time deposits. Remember this. Now the stinging hair of the nettle is related with the methanoic acid, which is also called as formic acid. Milk of magnesia is a mild base. It is not a strong base. Now the department of DPIIT, right? We know there is a index of industrial production, IIP, which has around 40.27 weightage. So it consists of important industries, the production of which consists of 40.27% of all production. So which of those industries? You can remember this mnemonic, that is Fern C cube. Fern is fertilizer, E is electricity, R is Refinery products, N is natural gas, C is coal, cement and crude oil. So rubber is not part of it. This is not important, read it. Now MSME, about MSME. So MSME provides large employment opportunity, that is correct. MSME also is a low cost capital, it has a low capital cost industry which help industrialize in the backward areas, that is democratization of employment opportunity, this is correct. So all the statement about the MSME are correct. Now the tincture of iodine, so it has a weak iodine, so this question is not important, I will skip this, read it. Now plant cells store energy in terms of glycogen and plant cell stores energy in terms of starch. Animal cell stores energy in terms of glycogen. Now this glycogen is converted into ATP whenever there is a need of energy, so remember this. Now this is again important question. Marasmus, so these are the marasmus or a kwashiorkor is a form of malnutrition. This is also form of malnutrition. Now the kwashiorkor is a malnutrition caused due to the deficiency of protein, and marasmus is a form of malnutrition which is caused due to deficiency of all micronutrients, and goiter is caused due to iodine deficiency. This is for our information. Which of the following pairs of enzymes do not work at an acidic pH? Now trypsin is released by the pancreas, which helps in a protein breakdown and works in the alkaline medium. Now amylase production happens in mouth and it converts starch into smaller sugar, but pepsin, right, but the pepsin released in stomach, it works in an acidic medium, so remember this. Urea is produced by metabolism of amino acid. So amino acid is a nitrogenous compound, right? Protein is a nitrogenous compound. Protein is broken into amino acid. Now amino acid is metabolized into ammonia, and the ammonia is metabolized by the liver into urea. Now deficiency of iron causes anemia, scurvy by vitamin C deficiency, ricket by vitamin D deficiency, cholera with zinc deficiency. Now which one of the following responsible for the implementation of Government of India's policy in all matters concerning telecommunication? So it is a Digital Communication Commission, which was recently renamed in 2018. Earlier this used to called as a Telecom Commission, and it takes about the policy decision, investment in telecom industry. So all these decisions are taken by the Digital Communication Commission. In 2018 it is renamed. Now TRAI is a regulatory body. It is independent and it acts as a tariff regulator, a licensing regulator and competition regulator in the India. Now about the James Webb Space Telescope, you know that this was launched in 2021. It works in the infrared frequencies. It is located at Lagrange point L2. This is, suppose this is Sun, this is Earth, this is Lagrange point L2. Lagrange point is a point in the space where gravitation of Earth and gravitation of Sun is balanced, right? So virtually the object at this point is stable. It is not influenced by both of the gravities of the both Sun and the Earth. There are 5 types of Lagrange point. So L1 is here, L2 is here, L3 is here, L4 and L5. These are the location of various Lagrange points. India has achieved 10% of the ethanol blending in 2022 June, which was 5 months earlier as planned by the Government of India. So Government of India planned to achieve target by September 2022. So 5 months before they achieved this 10% blending of ethanol. Now there are various sources of ethanol. cassava plantation, maize plantation and sugar, all these are the sources of the ethanol production. But in India, majority of the ethanol is sourced from the sugar industry. And now we have a 20% blending target by 2025. So remember this. So this is important. By 2025 we have to achieve ethanol blending by 20%. Now Manigraman and Nanadesi, these are the guilds in the medieval India. Remember, Manigraman and Nanadesi in the medieval India, these are the guilds of merchants. Guilds are like cooperatives of the merchant. They stay together. They actually form to help the commercial business of the Indian merchants. Now about e-rupee. So maximum amount of e-rupee is 1 lakh. So maximum amount you can send is 1 lakh. Now beneficiary can receive e-rupee without having bank account. So that is the advantage of the e-rupee. And e-rupee on mobile phones, beneficiary needs smartphone. No, to do transaction in e-rupee you do not need smartphone. So that is the biggest advantage of e-rupee, to democratize monetary transaction, right? So democratize digital transaction, that was the objective of e-rupee, and need of smartphone is not required. Now the famous war between Dutch and Marthanda Verma of Travancore fought at Kalochal. Remember this. Now, which of the following schools of philosophy did Kumarila Bhatta and Prabhakara belong? Now, Kumarila Bhatta and Prabhakara belong to Purva Mimamsa. Remember this. From Lokayata philosophy belong to Charvaka. It is the atheistic school of philosophy. Madhyamika belongs to Nagarjun, 2nd century CE. Tolakapiyam, if you do not remember, Tolkapiyam is a Sangam era work on grammar, right? Remember this. It is a Sangam era work on grammar. Now about the public account committee. So all the facts are correct except number C, which says that chairman of the committee is elected by its member. No, chairman of the public account committee is elected by the speaker of the Lok Sabha. Now which one of the following correct the pair of schedules and content of the schedule? Now we know that first schedule is related with the territories and the name of the union territories and name of the states. Third schedule about the oaths and emoluments, right? Fifth schedule about the STs, scheduled tribes. Ninth schedule is about the land reform, which was added by the first amendment to immunize law related with the land reform, right? Now 86th amendment, we know that article 21A deals with the right to education, which was inserted by the 86th amendment 2002. It also inserted another article 51A which obliges parent to provide educational opportunities to their children, and it is this responsibility with respect to the children between the 6 to 14 years of age. Which one of the following do not influence the ocean currents? Heating by the solar energy definitely influences the ocean current. In fact, the ocean current deals with the distribution of heat received by the solar insolation. Wind play major role. We can see that the ocean currents are in direction with the global atmospheric permanent winds. Then we have Coriolis force, which also deflects ocean currents. Now in this regard, the gravitational pull by the sun and moon has no role to play with respect to the ocean currents. Gravitational pull of sun and moon is related with the tides. Now Lake Tisomog, I don't know how to pronounce this. Smog, I don't know. This is difficult to pronounce. Now this lake is found in the Sikkim. In Ladakh we can find two important lakes, Pangong So and So Moriri. Now these are endorheic lake means these are the places where rivers drain. That is called as endorheic lake. We know about the east coast and west coast, that west coast is a retreating coast, right, and east coast is a submergent coast, or emergent coast. East coast is a emergent coast. It is a sedimentary coast exhibiting depositional norms. Hence it is also said that because of this retreating coast, you do not find a good amount of beaches on the west coast, because it is retreating coast. Sediments are washed off into the ocean, right, but here you can find the sediments are depositing on the continental shelf on the east coast. Now this is interesting question which says that which one of the following state has the largest area under coral reefs. Now ideally we would say that, means it's naturally we would point our finger to the Lakshadweep, but this is not correct. Largest area under coral reef is in Lakshadweep, is in Andaman Nicobar Island, not in Lakshadweep, because Andaman and Nicobar Island has around 1000 square kilometer under the corals, but Lakshadweep has only 933 square kilometer. About M1, which one of the following is most widely used Indian monetary system? We know that it is M3, broad money, that is widely used. Now broad money, what it consists of? It consists of M1, that is currency with public, demand deposits with bank. And what is M3 broad money? M1 plus time deposits. Now M1 plus post deposits is M2, and M3 plus post deposits is M4. Indian people tend to use these two systems in larger scale. That's why the most widely used Indian currency is this M3. Now Goa has 100% household with tap water. Answer to this question is Industrial Relation Code 2020, which includes Central Labour Acts and Factories Act and Plantation Labour Act. Now Government of India is promoting Kisan drone for digitization of land record and crop assessment. So this is the answer given by the UPSC. I am little bit skeptical about this answer. Do cross check this. Recently launched Jan Samarth portal is related with, because government provides credit through various schemes. Now this portal, what is Jan Samarth portal, allow normal citizen to access government credit under 13 schemes, and now this portal is run by the finance ministry. Now the first liquid mirror telescope, which is largest in Asia and fourth largest in the world, is constructed by the ARIES Aryabhatta Research Institute, which is located in the Uttarakhand. Remember this fact. This is not important, simple question. Now patient with an abdomen, right? If you know that abdominal X-ray, before performing abdominal X-ray, doctor administer patient a certain amount of barium sulfate, right? Now the barium sulfate is a radio opaque. It allows to see various areas of stomach very clearly, right? So it allows to see a damaged tissue or any obstructions in the stomach. So that is the barium sulfate. Now next is fat in human body is in adipose tissue. Do read this and make note of this. This is a factual information. Now this is important. There was a Dash Raja battle. If you do not know till now, in the Vedic period there was a famous battle of 10 kings, where Bharata Raja won, right? Now this battle was fought along the banks of the river Ravi river, which used to be called as the river Parushni in Vedic times. This is also a factual. So which one of the following is not the work of Ashwagosha? So Sariputra, Parakana, so these, and Buddha Charita. Ashwagosha is famous for Buddha Charita, and Sundar Rananda. So these are the works of the Ashwagosha. And Manjushri Mulakalappa is a work of a Buddhist tantric saint. The name of this saint is not known, but it is a tantric text. It's a Buddhist tantric text. Now the Ashwagosha was a court poet in the court of Kanishka. Now Indo-Pacific economic framework for the prosperity. So unlike Quora, this is not a defense cooperation, rather it is a economic cooperation, which economic and environmental cooperation, where clean energy, decarbonization and infrastructure was focused. Supply chain resilience was one of the important area where the cooperation was demanded, and there was tax and anti-corruption cooperation. So this treaty was not in line with the defense cooperation or intelligence sharing. In the Donetsk and Luhansk region in the Ukraine, which are now under control of Russia. Now the grey list. This is an important question. Recently the Financial Action Task Force under OECD put Turkey and UAE under pretext of money laundering and terrorist financing into the grey list. So this is a kind of unbelievable, but Turkey and UAE under grey list. The maximum number of times president rule is imposed in Manipur. So remember this fact: maximum number of times president rule. Extended fund facility. Now this is a serious medium term fund. See, if country has a serious mid-term financial crisis in terms of financing its export, then International Monetary Fund has a facility where they extend loan to the country facing short-term financial crisis in terms of funding its foreign exchange, funding its exports. So that facility is extended fund facility. Now this Ethereum, Solana, Polkadot, Tether, these are the cryptocurrencies. These science questions are not relevant from the UPSC perspective. Now which one of the following has a bicameral register? Everyone knows this. 86th Amendment, right now we discussed in the past few questions. Acceleration remains constant when object falling from height to ground. Now when water is heated from 0 degree to 4 degree Celsius, its density actually increases. The acceleration due to gravity at Earth's surface depends upon both mass and radius. Now Shola forest, as we know, found in Nilgiris. These are stunted tropical mountain forest which has evergreen trees and grassland which is fire resistant. Now the pingos, this might be the question of very interest. Now these pingos are periglacial. Pingos are associated with which one of the following process? These are kind of mounts. Below this mound there is a permafrost or dried ice kind of thing. So pingos, if you want more information on this, do I think there is no other way but to Google it, right? But pingos are associated with the periglacial landforms. The consequent river means river whose course was determined by the original slope of the land. Subsequent river whose direction flow controlled by the rock structure. These kind of rivers found from the Deccan Plateau. Then we have insequent rivers. There is no apparent reason why these rivers follow particular path, that is called insequent rivers. So answer to this question is 2, 4, 1, 3. Now Dhruta and Sushikshita, these are the school under the Charvaka's philosophy, which is atheist materialistic philosophy. They rejected moksha karma concept. They also undermined the authority of Vedas. We know the Marusthali, a part of Rajasthan, was under sea during the time of Mesozoic era. That's why we can find the crude oil in that area. In the citadel, a lower town areas of which one of the following Harappa sites have several large cisterns and the reservoirs. We know that Dholavira is famous for complex water structures. So remember this fact about the Dholavira. Dholavira is famous for complex water structures. SWIFT, not a big deal, is a messaging system that confirms the financial transactions. Turkey, name of Turkey is changed to Turkey. A British forward policy towards Afghanistan was to weaken the Russian influence in the Afghanistan, but also not promoting strong Afghanistan either. So that was the threat British felt about Afghanistan. So they wanted weak Afghanistan, but also they wanted a weak Russian influence in Afghanistan. Now P70I is a project where we are manufacturing around 24 submarines, out of which 18 are conventional, that is diesel electric, and 6 are, now this is the internal information, but I think this is not correct. It's all about diesel electric submarines with the help of France, and they are being built at Mazgaon Dock, Mumbai. Now third, this is the PYQ from the UPSC around 2018 question. So third is a anti-missile system like a Iron Dome of Israel. It is also called as high altitude area defense. Now this is a important question. India is still a young country, and median age of Indian population is around 28 point something, 28.5 or 7. So that is the median age. So still we have a demographic dividend to reap. Now about the BrahMos missile, it has a flight range around 290 km. It is capable of attaining speed of 2.8 Mach. 1 Mach means speed of sound, and its cruising altitude could be up to 30 km. No, it can cruise till the altitude of 15 km. So its maximum height that is achievable by the BrahMos is a 15 km. Blue helmets are the United Nations peacekeepers. They wear blue helmets. That's why they called as blue helmets. Now, capitalist economy is characterized by a commodity production decided by the markets. Wealth is predominantly held in the private hand, and economic life is organized according to the market principle, that is principles of the demand and supply. But here the economic organization is based on planning. It's called as the socialist economy, because in India we had a planning commission which used to plan from the top down. The priorities of the production and distribution were used to be decided by the planning commission. So that was not a market economy, that is a socialist economy. Now bankruptcy, insolvency and bankruptcy code, was enacted in 2016. It is a code that defines the bankruptcy, and it is also called as the bankruptcy code. Now bankruptcy, insolvency and bankruptcy code was enacted in 2016. It is a code that defines the bankruptcy, and it is also called as the bankruptcy code. Now bankruptcy, insolvency and bankruptcy code was enacted in 2016. This was a big step towards what we call it is a ease of doing business, right? Now hypocenter, the place where the earthquake starts is called hypocenter, and the hypocenter is a place below the earth surface, and the place above the earth surface, directly above the earth surface, is called as the epicenter. So remember this. Largest amount of known satellites have Saturn have largest amount of satellites. Now this Lhotse peak is in Nepal. Saddle Peak, Mount Thular and Mount Diavolo, these are in the Nicobar, Andaman Island. Now this is the fact which this is the important fact. Now the Kautilya's Arthashastra mentions about the food for work program, and that is one of the progressive steps that Indian government took around in the decade of 2000. The last important question is the definition of sustainable development given in the Brundtland Commission report in 1987. Now the Brundtland Commission report is the major source of 1992 Earth Summit, right, which is a key conference decides the environmental future of the Earth, right? Now what we can say, in 1972 there was a United Nations conference of human and environment, right? And after this conference, India enacted 1972 Wildlife Protection Act, and there was another conference in 1983, World Conference on Environment and Development, right? So these are the three important components: 1972, 1983 and 1992. These are the important environmental conferences one should know. So this was all about this paper. I made it very short so you can revise when you have time, right? So do subscribe this video, so do subscribe this channel. I will come up with more such videos which will help in your prelim preparation, right? So thank you for watching this video till the end. See you in the next video.